Well, hello YouTube, it's me, Fortmaster, and welcome back to another Film Theory reaction. And we are once again in the world of the Fallout TV show with what level is Lucy in the Fallout show? Which, actually thinking about it, yeah, I don't know. Granted, I mean, I have to admit, it's been a while since I've played Fallout, so I don't, remember all the perks off the top of my head. Also, there's the whole thing of which system is she using? Is she using like a system more akin to Fallout New Vegas? Or, Fallout 4, where in Fallout 4 you actually start off with less special points than you do in like previous Fallout games? But it's complicated. So yeah, I mean, I guess this is sort of similar to what they did on Game Theory a while ago, where they were going to, try to figure out what Pikachu's level was in the TV show, which, if I remember correctly, I think they came up to, he was like level, I'm thinking either level 40 or level 60. It was one of those two by the end of like the show's run. I forget. I probably have to look through that episode again and see what the actual number was. So I'm going to guess that they're going to be, doing something very similar, where they're going to, try to figure out what level she starts off with at the beginning of the show, because, I highly doubt that she's going to be, level 1 at the very beginning, or, they might. And then they're just going to, go through and, like, count every person she killed, every, I guess, what you call speech check she succeeded in, every, I don't know, quest she did, and then just try to do the math from there. Which, I mean, hey, that's going to be fun. I'd very much like to see that. I always love, I love stupid stuff like this. It's absolutely wonderful. So yeah, of course, as always, original video is linked in the description if you haven't seen it for some reason. Corner video will lead to my game theory reaction, and yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get this thing started then, shall we?
Ever since the Fallout TV show came out, one question seems to be on everybody's mind. What would Lucy's level be if she were in a Fallout game? Well, we here at Film Theory did what no one else was insane enough to do. We sat down and
do the
ran
math,
numbers,
okay.
And what we found is absolutely game-breaking. Hello internets, welcome to Film Theory, the show that knows that the S in special actually stands for subscribe. Let me tell you.
Okay, so they're probably going to be using the Fallout 4 system, since that's the most recent single-player game. Actually, it's Fallout 76. How different is that from Fallout 4 again? It's been a while since I played that. But I know, at least I remember. Wait, does Fallout 4 have is uncapped? Oh, realistically, though, the maximum effective level cap is 272, as this is when you will have unlocked all specials and perks. On another technicality, the maximum player level can reach 65,535. Okay, because until you reach level 65,535, earning any XP will crash the game. Okay, so I guess technically has a level cap, but is effectively infinite. Okay, so I guess we're going to do that then.
Hey friends, I have been blown away by the success of the Fallout TV series. It's wild to see a franchise that Teen Lee loved back in the mid-aughts blow up into this massive cultural phenomenon. It's also one of the only IP that we've covered on all 4 of the Theorist channels now. Wild, huh? And that makes perfect sense. With such a huge world, with deep lore and fun science, there's a ton to talk about. And one of the biggest conversations that I've seen online lately, how do the systems of the Fallout games apply to this show? See, Fallout is set in the same world and canon as the games it's based on, so that naturally got people asking how the show would work as a game. For example, how powerful would the main character, Lucy McLean, actually be? See, Fallout is a role-playing game, or RPG.
Of course.
Whenever your character does something, they gain experience points, and after getting enough experience, they level up and become more powerful before starting the whole process all over again. Now, there are tons of ways to earn experience in the Fallout games, including killing enemies, finishing quests, discovering new locations, being persuasive in conversations, disarming traps, picking locks, and hacking computers. And we actually see Lucy do most of these things throughout the show. But unlike the games, there's no helpful pop-up to let us know when she gets experience, or completes a quest, or discovers a new location, or whatever.
Oh god, I'm just wondering, like, how would the reception of the show been if they actually put the little UI elements they popped up whenever something happened? Oh, that'd be beautiful. I'd love to see that. Or, you know, probably somebody on YouTube has done an edit of that. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
To find out what level Lucy would be, you'd have to be crazy to sit down and figure all that out, right? To run the numbers and do the math and figure out the percentages, all to answer the question, what level would Lucy be at the end of Season 1 of Fallout?
Well, considering that this is a MatPat-inspired theory channel, I'm gonna say that you did that.
Well, you see where this is going, loyal theorists. I saw that challenge and thought,
Okie dokie.
and so I did it. I was the one crazy enough to figure this out, to watch every single episode and figure out exactly how everything Lucy does would map onto the games. And let me tell you, what I found would be absolutely game-breaking. Grab your Mentats and prepare to quick save, friends, as we head back into the wild wasteland of Fallout to answer the question, what level would Lucy be at the end of Season 1 of Fallout? So let's start out with some basic assumptions. Firstly, we're going to be using the leveling system from Fallout 4. Every one of the Fallout games has a slightly different leveling system, but 4 is the latest mainline entry of the series, and the one that the most people are going to be familiar with. It's also the one that the show draws the most visual inspiration from, so seems fair. Next, we're only going to be treating Lucy as the player character here instead of the other main characters in the show, Maximus or the Ghoul. Lucy best fits the mold of the player characters in the games, while Maximus and the Ghoul are much more similar to companions you can recruit to travel with you through the wasteland. And finally, Lucy starts the show out at level 1. This is standard in every Fallout game, no matter what you've done with your life up until that point. Grew up in a vault like Fallout 3, fought in the resource war before being cryogenically frozen like Fallout 4, shot in the head by Matthew Perry like Fallout New Vegas, doesn't matter, you're level 1.
Okay, so that's how they're doing this.
Clearly training in fencing, close quarters combat, and shooting while living in Vault 33, this wouldn't impact her level at all. No, what it would impact are her character's statistics, so let's talk about that. In the Fallout franchise, a character's stats are broken down through a system called Special, where each letter in the word Special stands for a different stat. Strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. This is important for us today because the intelligence stat is key to calculating the amount of experience points a player gains while out and about, getting distracted in the wasteland.
Yeah, because if you're really smart, you earn more experience points, and if you're really stupid, you have the chance to earn the Idiot Savant perk, which randomly multiplies the XP you earn by, like, a lot, which actually, if I remember correctly, actually leads to you getting more XP than you would if you had a high intelligence stat, which, again, I have to look up how the math on that works, because that's wild to me.
Well, the wasteland's got its own golden receiver. Thou shalt get sidetracked by every damn time.
Oh, it's like researching a theory. Anyway, in Fallout 4, for every additional point of intelligence, you gain a 3.33% bonus to all of your XP, and over time, that can add up a lot. So we have to know Lucy's intelligence score. Now, I'll be honest, I was completely prepared to sit down here and try to figure this one out myself based on how Lucy acts throughout the show, but thankfully, that's not necessary. We actually have the official special stats for all 3 main characters of the show, all thanks to the mobile spin-off game, Fallout Shelter.
Oh my god, oh wait, I forgot they added them as, like, vault dwellers you could have. I haven't seen their stats yet. Okay, so let's see where this goes.
In this game, you design and run your very own vault and recruit characters from throughout the franchise.
Been a while since I played. I wonder what my vault's doing.
Bethesda added Lucy, Maximus, and the Ghoul as potential vault dwellers, each of them with special stats. Bethesda, thank you for saving me on hours of potential work here. That's probably the first time you've heard someone say thank you in a long time, huh? Regardless, Lucy has an intelligence of 6, meaning that she's getting a roughly 17% bonus for all the XP she earns while killing raiders and exploring and all that jazz. But exactly how much XP is she gonna need to level up? To get to level 2, Lucy's gonna need to earn 200 XP. Each subsequent level will require an additional 200 plus another 75 per level. So she needs a total of 475 to hit level 3, 825 to hit level 4, and so on.
Oh, is that how it works?
We're also going to be rounding all of the XP gains up.
Granted, I've played Fallout for years. I never knew that.
which is basically how it works in the games. Alright, with all of that setup out of the way, how exactly are we gonna do this? Well, it's simple enough. We're just gonna run through every single way Lucy can earn XP one by one. Right
and
off
just
the
count
bat, that means we
every
can
single
cross off
one of them.
disarming traps, picking locks, and hacking computers, since we don't see Lucy do any of those things in the show so far. That leaves us with killing enemies, finishing quests, discovering new locations, and passing speech checks. Let's start out with the most obvious way to gain XP, killing enemies. So the first enemies we see Lucy take down are 3 nameless raiders during the battle in Vault 33 in episode 1. At level 1, basic raiders are worth 5 XP, and with Lucy's intelligence bonuses, they're worth 6 XP each. But here's the disappointing part. The weapon Lucy grabs during this big raider fight in Vault 33 is a tranquilizer gun, and no XP is granted for non-lethal damage in Fallout 4. The base Fallout 4 game doesn't actually have any non-lethal weaponry, so the 3 raiders she puts out of commission here don't actually grant Lucy any experience. In fact, Lucy doesn't make a successful kill until episode 4 when she takes down a robot named Snip Snip. This character is based on the Mr. Handy NPCs in the Fallout franchise, which give 12 XP, so 15 to Lucy with all of her bonuses. In this same episode, Lucy also kills a freshly turned feral ghoul, making her probably one of the weaker ghouls, so worth just 9 XP. In episode 5, she takes out 3 rad roaches, a common enemy and worth just 6 XP each. And finally, Lucy also kills the feral ghoul that used to be her mother in the season finale. Given how easily she dies, we're gonna mark her as another weak ghoul, earning Lucy an additional 9 XP. All in all, that adds up to a total of just 51 XP, which is not a lot, to be honest. That's just a fourth of the way to level 2. But thankfully,
This kind of goes to show how much killing you usually do in a normal Fallout game.
Lucy would be getting an additional bonus here. Fallout 4's hardest difficulty, Survival Mode, grants the player 2 times the experience from every enemy they kill. Given that Lucy needs to eat, drink, and sleep regularly, and that she can't reload a save if she dies, she's definitely on Survival Mode.
Can you imagine the show if she did? Like, that's just a normal thing people can do in this universe. They can rewrite reality.
Meaning that this doubles her total to 102 XP, halfway to level 2.
Yay!
But wait, there's even more. Yeah, you might have noticed that I left out the first enemy that Lucy beats, Monty, the raider that she unwittingly marries before the attack on Vault 33. Why? Because this one calculation is ridiculously complicated, and I didn't want to start with it. See,
Okay, he's a named enemy, so yeah, that he's gonna be worth more XP. But again, he's an early game named enemy. I said that really weird, I'm sorry. Yeah, so he's gonna be worth a fair chunk of XP.
after a brief fight, Lucy slashes Monty's face open. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to show that on YouTube. But Monty survives and is later killed by Lucy's father, Hank. Thankfully, Fallout 4 will reward you XP if a friendly character kills an enemy as long as you've done at least 25% of the damage to that enemy. Brutally cutting open Monty's face? Yeah, I'm gonna count that as 25% of the damage, giving Lucy actually her first bit of XP right here. Because he's a named character, we aren't going to count Monty as a regular raider, but instead a mini-boss, meaning that he was actually worth 10 XP to Lucy with all of her bonuses. But survival mode doesn't double the XP of enemies killed by your companions, so it just stays at 10. But there is an additional wrinkle. Right before the raiders attack, Lucy and Monty do their honeymoon horizontal hokey pokey. In Fallout 4, if you sleep in a bed with a companion that you
Lover's embrace!
Like, say, your husband, you'll
Oh my god, I completely forgot about Lover's Embrace. Oh.
get a buff called the Lover's Embrace. This gives you an additional 15% bonus to all of the XP you earn in the next 12 hours. So that means that Lucy's actually getting a total of 11 XP for Monty, bringing her total to 113. After all that, we are still not even to level 2. Was that too much work to figure out something that won't matter that much in the long run? Probably, but
never mind. I thought that was going to be a bigger deal than it actually was, but then I forgot that, he said, she doesn't actually earn XP until episode 4, so yeah, okay.
but we're here to do it anyways. Of course, as an RPG, violence isn't your only option to get what you want or resolve conflict in the Fallout franchise. You can also do so through conversation, convincing others to do what you want through dialogue options called speech checks. In Fallout 4, these are sorted into 3 difficulties: yellow for easy checks, orange for medium, and red for hard.
Flirt more and flirt even more. What are you, Frisk from Undertale?
With all of the bonuses, passing these would give Lucy 18, 24, and 29 XP respectively. Now, sadly, since we don't see any dialogue options pop up for Lucy in the show, even in the closed captions, believe me, I did go check,
Oh god, if they did that, that would have been awesome!
we're gonna need to use our best judgment to determine what situations in the show would count as a speech check, and also which one she would actually pass. Yeah, there are definitely situations where Lucy tries and fails to convince others, like her first confrontation with the ghoul in Philly.
Now, I acknowledge that I'm unfamiliar with your circumstances, but at first glance, your treatment of this man appears unfair.
Yep, she dropped the ball there, so no XP. So which
Nope.
ones does she pass? First up, in episode 1, Lucy convinces the Vault 33 Board of Trustees that she should be offered for marriage to Vault 32. This was definitely a tutorial quest and an easy check, so just 18 XP for this one. Next, she deceives Chet before tranquilizing him to escape Vault 33. Again, we're still in the tutorial, so another easy check here and another 18 XP. In episode 4, Lucy successfully intimidates the organ harvesters into releasing the ghouls that they have trapped twice. The first time would be a medium check for 24 XP, and the second a hard check for 29. In episode 7, she convinces Maximus to give Vault 4 their power core back. Maximus is hesitant to do so, so I'd count that as a medium check, so another 24 XP. And finally, during the confrontation at Griffith Observatory in episode 8, Lucy convinces her father to give up the Vault Tech code to Moldaver,
Give her the code.
leading to cold fusion powering up the entire city of Los Angeles once again. Clearly, this was a very difficult thing to do. Hank is very set in his ways and hard to convince of anything, as evidenced by Lucy failing to intimidate him into standing down later in the same episode. Regardless, this successfully earns another 29 XP for Lucy here, bringing our total for speech checks to 142 across all of Season 1. Adding that up with our XP from killing things brings Lucy to a total of 255, and hey, she
We're
leveled
at level
up!
2!
Yeah, we're now level 2. That usually happens within like half an hour of play, but hey, we all start the journey somewhere, which segues nicely into our next category. Is huge in the Fallout games, but
Oh wait, we're not gonna go over, like, her potential, like, stat increases from leveling up? Because she could have increased her intelligence, which would increase her XP gain? Come on, man!
easily be overlooked in the show: exploration. Throughout the games, the wasteland is just littered with named locations, and each time you discover one, you're granted 20 base XP. In Lucy's case, with her intelligence bonus, that rounds up to 24. Now, the nice thing about this TV series is that all of the walking between these significant areas is pretty much removed for us. It's like built-in fast travel. So this leaves us with only the important
But hey, you can't fast travel to a location you haven't been to yet. That's cheating!
locations to count and add up. Throughout the series, we see Lucy visit a total of 19 unique locations, ranging from big significant vistas like the Santa Monica Pier and the Griffith Observatory to smaller ones like the crashed satellite and a West Side medical clinic. Oh, and just to be clear, leaving the first vault in Fallout 4 does not grant you any XP, so we won't be counting Vault 33 for Lucy either. Regardless,
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and list out every single one. It's all on screen. And honestly, it's surprisingly few given how quickly your map fills up in Fallout 4. Either way, at 24 experience each, Lucy would gain another 456 XP from her travels, giving us a running total of 711 XP. And hey, again, we've leveled up here, friends. That's
Yay!
right, between all the killing, convincing, and exploring, Lucy is now level 3.
I'm waiting to be shocked, because so far, throughout the entire 8-episode season, she's gone up 2 levels. When does this start getting crazy? Because I'm going to be completely honest here. I'm a bit underwhelmed at the moment.
Still struggling a bit here, but hey, we still do have the biggest source of experience left to talk about: questing. As an RPG, Fallout is full of quests that you can complete. Basically, they're story events and are meant to show how your character is growing over the course of their adventure. The biggest stories in these games are typically part of the main quest, which reward different amounts of experience based on which act of the story you're in. Given that this is the start of the Fallout show and it's been renewed for a second season, we're gonna assume that all of the stuff in Season 1 is part of the first act of this story, meaning that each quest will grant Lucy 234 XP with all of her bonuses. And again, just like with the speech checks, we're gonna have to use our best judgment to divvy up which story events are grouped together as quests.
Okay.
So how does Lucy's story go here? Well, believe it or not, but most everything that happens in Vault 33 would likely count as just a single quest. That includes getting married, killing Monty, fighting the other raiders, saving her brother, confronting the big bad, and then leaving the vault. In both Fallouts 3 and 4, the first collection of quests all fell into a single prologue, which only rewarded experience after the player first left their vault. So, for everything we see in Episode 1, Lucy would only be getting 234 XP for all of it. Additionally,
Okay.
I would see helping Wilzig and Philly before cutting off his head, and fighting the Gulper before meeting up with Maximus and getting the head back as main quests, while the entire confrontation at Griffith Observatory would be the finale of Act 1. So that's another 468 XP from main quests,
But what
and
about
then
all
an
the
additional 290
mini
for
quests?
the Act finale. But that's not all the quests we
Side
see
quests,
Lucy
that's the
complete in
actual
this
word. I
season.
had a
would
brain
count her
fart there, I'm
escape from
sorry.
the Super Duper Mart as its own side quest, as well as Lucy discovering the secrets hidden in Vault 4. Now, side quests give different amounts of XP depending on how complicated they are. Somewhere between 200 and 450 plus all of your bonuses. Again, using best judgment here, we're gonna say that the relatively straightforward Super Duper Mart rewarded Lucy 230 for experience, while the more involved Vault 4 storyline gave her 468. All in all, that leaves Lucy with another 1,697 experience
Okay,
from
a
all of her
solid chunk
questing
of
out here in the
change.
Wasteland. More than double what she earned from all the other areas combined, leaving her with a total of 2,408 experience. This is actually more than enough to boost Lucy up several levels, and she ends Season 1 just barely over the line in level 7. But here's the thing, friends, that is shockingly low for the amount
Yes,
of time that we see pass in this show, and just how far Lucy gets into her story here. Just to get a quick comparison here, I hopped into a new character in Fallout 4 with identical stats to Lucy, and it took me just 2 hours of casual play to get past level 7.
But how many in-game days? Wait, so 2 hours? How long is an in-game day in Fallout 4? I'm forgetting, because I know it's like 20 minutes or something? Oh, never mind, it's 72 minutes. So 2 hours, that's 120 divided by 72. Yeah, so that's literally just over a day and a half. So, yeah, Lucy's taking it really slow.
And it's not just me, you can see roughly the same time frame in other Let's Plays here on YouTube. The entire runtime of the Fallout show clocks in at almost 8 hours. And even though all of that isn't focused on Lucy, she does spend days out here in the wasteland on her adventure. The fact that
And again, as I said, an in-game day is shorter than an actual day in real life.
she accomplishes so much, gets so far into her story, and doesn't die despite being level 7, that would be inconceivable for the Fallout games. She would have died several times over. And what's worse, she is in so much more danger now that she's headed for New Vegas. See, when you head straight from LA to Las Vegas, that takes you through some locations that you can visit in the New Vegas game.
Yeah.
Prim, Good Springs, and the deadly Quarry Junction. That area is full of powerful Deathclaw enemies that can decimate characters way more powerful than Lucy if they're not careful. At her current level, Lucy would stand no chance. She would get one shot. So dang, I guess it's a good thing she is traveling there with the ghoul, huh? Given how old he is and how much time he spent out in the wasteland, he has to be like level 100 at this point. I guess we'll have to calculate his level 2 when they do the inevitable ghoul spin-off show. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory. And cut.
Okay, so I admit it, I'm a bit slow here. I literally just got what he meant by the level will shock you. It's shockingly low. Yeah, I mean, Lucy's not a gamer. Gotta, put it out there. She does not know how to grind. She does not build enough fence posts and shelves to, grind through and gain XP. Again, as I've said, the Fallout TV show is good. There's a couple of lore things that I'm not a huge fan of, though that might be just interpretation about the whole thing of, Vault Tech being responsible for launching the bombs and stuff like that. So, I mean, we're going to have to see how Season 2 pans out, but yeah. With all that out of the way, of course, as always, original video is linked in the description if you haven't seen it for some reason. Of corner video will lead to my game theory reaction, and yeah, with all that out of the way, I hope you guys liked. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.